Springs Radio Real Estate with Cheryl Garlock. A show about all things real estate and home related in the Springs and Colorado. Covering topics from buying to selling a home, construction, financing, foreclosures, and more. Helping the consumer be educated and informed. Here's your host, Cheryl Garlock.
Hey, and welcome to the Springs Radio Real Estate Show. I'm so glad you could join me. I'm Cheryl Garlock with Colorado Front Range Properties. My guest today is Andy Shin with AY Realty. Right, Andy?
That's right.
Okay. I'm sitting there going, property management. I'm going, okay, what is it, you know? You know how you get tongue-tied here? We have a little fun on this show.
Absolutely.
And no, Andy is a great guy to work with in the property management arena there. It's really special, really takes good care of his clients there, and offers a really nice one-on-one personal attention that you don't always see in the property management business. So I'm really proud to have him on the show. Now, you guys know it's April, and you know what April means, Andy.
Well, I'm putting it off, but I think you're talking about tax time.
Yeah, you know it. That is exactly it. Hey, but you know what? Hey, I got something for you guys to remember and think about. You know, if you own investment property, it's a windfall for you as far as that is concerned. Especially, this is the time when you get to depreciate the property every year. And that means money in your pocket. That's what that whole thing is all about. You work with a lot of folks, I'm sure, Andy, that own a lot of rental property, obviously, and do that.
Yep.
Let me give you guys an example of the value of owning rental property here and the tax consequence as far as just the depreciation element. Not all the rest of it, but just the depreciation element that you get to do every year. And it's really, really cool. You guys are going to love this. So let's say that you bought an investment piece of real estate for, say, $200,000, and the land value is, say, $75,000. Now, you can only depreciate the value of the building, which in this case happens to be like $125,000. So if you do that and you divide that by the straight line method, the 27.5 years that the IRS allows for the useful life of the residential real estate, it's their kind of basis that they actually work with there, then you have a depreciation expense of almost $4,550 per year. Now that is absolutely wonderful. And now depending on what your tax rate is, your marginal tax rate is, that translates into tax savings, $1,000 to maybe more $1,000. Isn't that wonderful?
Well, it's fantastic. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Well, I know my husband loved it when we found out that, we got to do lots and lots of depreciation on properties here.
I'll bet.
For the rental properties here. And he was singing a new tune after we left the CPA. So, hey, I was really stoked about that.
It's another reason to invest in real estate. It's always a good investment.
Oh, it is. I mean, and there's the appreciation method, and there's the whole income that you get off of it. You guys know I am wild about that, right?
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you what, do you know, I'm sure, Andy, we could talk about this all day, but I'm getting calls for people on our apartments that we don't even have a sign out. We don't even have a sign out. And we have for one for rent. We're getting people that are wanting to reserve stuff months in advance.
We haven't seen Q1 numbers yet, and we'll see them pretty soon. But I'll bet you it's going to be as good or better than Q2 last year, which was huge. So it's been a fantastic rental market this year.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, also about this time of year, you get these little wonderful letters from your mortgage company about your escrow analysis there. And the escrow analysis, really, it's a good thing for you guys to kind of double check, make sure they did the numbers correctly. What that really means is in your mortgage payment, if you're paying PITI, that's principal, interest, taxes, and insurance there, then what they're going ahead and doing is there's only two elements to your mortgage payment that ever really change if you have a fixed rate deal. And that is taxes. Property taxes go generally up. Okay, and guess what? So does homeowners insurance there. So sometimes they have a shortage in there, and so therefore they always do an escrow analysis every year, at least once a year. Some companies do it even more frequently than a year. But it's a good idea to go, hey, why did my payment go up, and what does a shortage mean? What are my options there? So do the math yourself, do the calculations there. So you'll be getting that, usually about this time of year, but sometimes throughout the year too. Now, you guys, I need some help here. I've got a buyer who's actually looking for a home. You know, we have low inventory.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, we're low on inventory. So put your house on the market. Give me a call, 719-321-7600, because I've got to help Sharon find a home over on the east area of, say, Peyton and Falcon, around $375, give or take, 3+ bedrooms, 2+ baths, 2-car garage, needs at least 2,500 square feet. She likes newer homes, say around the year 2000 and newer, something like that. That's what we got out there. So give me a call. We need to go ahead and sell your home. Let's do that. Let's sell your home. I'll find you another one. 719-321-7600. Hey, stay tuned for more from the Springs Radio Real Estate Show. We've got more to come. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for your dream house or your first house, Cheryl Garlock and Colorado Front Range Properties can make your dream a reality. What others say.
Cheryl understood my needs and focused on the properties that most interest me. She helped me to determine which property would be worth the investment of a lifetime and suited my needs best.
As a former teacher, Cheryl has a heart to educate and protect your interests. Call Cheryl today, 719-321-7600. Online, ColoradoSpringsBestHomes.com.
Hey, welcome back to the Springs Radio Real Estate Show with Cheryl Garlock. That be me. Hey, and my guest today is Andy Shin with AY Realty. Andy, welcome to the show.
Great to be here.
I forgot to mention to you guys, before we went to break there, if you guys are looking for a home, I told you need to sell them. Don't they do, Andy?
Absolutely.
They need to sell them. Okay, great. Now, then, if you're also looking for one to buy and see what we got, I got the best website for you. You know what that is, Andy?
What is it?
ColoradoSpringsBestHomes.com.
Oh, I've heard of that one. That's
Have
a
you
good
heard
one.
of that? That
That's
is a good one. It is a good one. ColoradoSpringsBestHomes.com. And let me tell you, it's got some great searching tools on there. Really cool tools there that guys know you can even go there, not only search for your home, save your properties, you can even schedule your own showings.
Wow.
Now that is cool. And by the way, you can ask for information. So go to ColoradoSpringsBestHomes.com. And by the way, if you've missed one of our shows and you want to kind of hear us again, we love that. Go to ColoradoSpringsBestHomes.com, click on the Extras tab. That's also where you can find all of our contact information for our guests and our blogs and our videos of our show and our podcasts of our show. So we're really good there. Anyway, so Andy, let's talk a little bit about some of the steps that are involved in property management, because you guys do this professionally. And I know when people are selling their homes, they lack a little professionalism when they try to do it on their own.
Yeah, and it's the same with property management. People don't necessarily realize everything that's involved in running a home out. And I can't cover all the activities. Cheryl, I want to tell you about a blog, though, that folks should go to.
Good.
And I'll answer the question briefly, but more information on the last couple of blogs of this page. It's propertymanagement.coloradosprings.co.
Wow.
And that's .co. So
say that again. Property management.
ColoradoSprings.co.
Okay, good.
But I'll tell you some of the things that are involved. Think about the front end part. So let's place a tenant. What's involved in that? Well, I'll tell you, pricing and understanding pricing is number one. How many folks have you talked to or heard from who say, I just rent it myself. It was easy. I put it on Craigslist. I got 12 calls the next day. Yeah, and the problem with that is the reason you got 12 calls within a day is because you were underpriced.
Yeah.
How much money are you leaving on the table? Well, certainly more than what it would have cost you to go out and hire a property manager. A couple few $100 a month is typical for folks underpricing their homes, and they rent the home quickly, and they don't necessarily realize they rented it quickly because it was underpriced.
Or it's also, too, because it rented quickly, too, because they don't know how to screen those tenants very well, and surprises happen.
And I'll tell you something, too. You've got to be careful. If you are going to do it on your own, you need to be really careful with screening, because there are renters who target individual owners and specifically avoid property managers. Folks who do that, you probably don't want to rent to, do you?
No. In fact, it's interesting. I actually got a call from a gal who was looking at buying a home, and she actually wanted to call to find out if this email she'd gotten about. She called me about a home that was for sale. She thought it was for rent. Okay, because she found the ad on Craigslist or Zillow or something. And this is what you guys have to be careful somewhat of here, because people are putting up fictitious homes that are for sale and advertising them for rent.
This is a big one, and I'll tell you, you can find the same on that same blog page. You can find a blog on that specifically as well. And what I call it is hijacked listings. Folks will go in and they'll actually pull photos from a real listing, and they'll post it on Craigslist or somewhere that's easy to post on their own, as their own, and they'll try and get money from you.
Listen, you guys, I had to kick out of this one, though, because, we're used to the Nigeria thing. Okay, well, this one was, we've been transferred to Warsaw, Poland.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
We're trying new locations now.
And we're going to do this 4-bedroom home, 3-bath home with $800 a month. I thought, really? Okay. How fast can I sign up?
Well, and that's the thing is they'll grab that listing, they'll underprice it, and they'll get tons of phone calls, and they'll try and collect as many deposits as they can, never to be heard from again.
Absolutely. So, you guys really need to check out, if you're looking to rent a home there, make sure that the people who actually have the authority to rent that home actually either own it or represent the owner on it. And that's really why you, too, as a property manager, can get, snared with the buyers who are saying that they are, or the tenants that are saying that they're going to really rent it there. And maybe they have a different protocol in mind.
Absolutely. And, let's go back a second. We were talking about the front end and making sure you screen that person correctly.
Yeah.
What the individual owners will typically do, the more responsible ones, they'll go and get a credit report, and that's a good start.
Yes.
The problem is the individual owner may not have access to the same sources that a property manager has, like eviction searches. Can I find out if that person's ever been evicted? Well, your property manager probably has access to do an eviction search. Also, things like terrorist watch lists and sex offender registries and criminal backgrounds through all 50 states. Your individual owner probably doesn't have easy access to that kind of information. Your property manager does, and you can find out exactly who's moving into your home. Absolutely.
And I think that's really, really, really critical. I know we got a call from somebody who said, well, I don't know, I have a felony here, but, what kind of was it? And how long ago was it? And all that jazz. Oh, it wasn't that long ago. It was for meth. Oh, really? Click.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. You don't want that in your house.
No, you don't want that in your house if you want a money pit.
But the other problem, too, is people will tell you something and they'll downplay what really happened. You really want to have good access to court information. You see exactly what the charges were, if they were pled down to something else, so you know exactly what you're getting into.
So that's really an important thing, though, because when you are actually an owner and you're thinking about renting out your property, I don't know how many property managers really cover this topic with their owners, because most people know, okay, you're going to do a credit check, but they don't really think about the background check. And they don't really think about why that's so important.
And that information is not as easy to get. It's not just a Google search.
Oh, gosh, no.
You've got to be using security companies to go out and actually get this information. And as a private individual, you probably don't have access or means to do that.
Now, we also were talking about taxes earlier and rental property there, and we talked about the depreciation. And here's a good question. Do you have to pay taxes on the rental income?
Well, yes, but there's a big asterisk on that, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a big bonus.
You can write off everything. So you talked about depreciation already. Well, you can write off management fees. So those management fees you thought were costing you $100 a month, they're costing you $100 less your tax base.
Yeah.
And your mortgage, insurance, taxes, everything on your primary home, you still write off on a rental property.
I would tell you guys, this here. Is that if you're thinking about renting and managing your property on your own, you really ought to look at the numbers from including a management fee. And also, if you do your taxes correctly, the depreciation, as I mentioned before, because you might find out you come out smoking a whole lot better paying a little better. It's like buying investment property, Andy, and sometimes people think, that if they don't always have the super duper positive cash flow, then it's a no-go deal. Sometimes actually the tax benefit on that is much better.
Absolutely.
So, hey, you know what, you guys? Get your pen and paper ready. Andy and I have got more to share with you on the Springs Radio Real Estate Show. We got some great properties to talk about, so stay tuned. We'll be right back with more.
Education, the key to success in life. Red Rocks Institute of Colorado Springs can give you that key. Classes, events, workshops, and webinars. This can help you learn and give you a platform to teach your passion. Red Rocks Institute offers a wide variety of classes of interest, from money management, real estate, investments, mortgage, insurance, retirement planning, and more. Red Rocks Institute, an adult education center designed to empower people with knowledge. For more information, go to redrocksinstitute.com.
It's a big, big house with lots and lots of room.
Hey, welcome back to the Springs Radio Real Estate Show. I'm Cheryl Garlock with Colorado Front Range Properties, your host and realtor. That's what I do. Isn't that right, Andy?
It sure is.
Absolutely. Hey, you know, guys, speaking of it, this is our property showcase segment here. We have some properties to share with you, but I've got one in particular I really want to tell you about. It is a 5-bedroom, 2-bath home. Actually, let's see. This one's over at 6327 Tourette Drive over in the Arundel Northeast area, you know, not too far from Dublin and Academy there. You guys, this thing here is about 2250 square feet, built in 1973. This thing is immaculate, okay? All new flooring, you know, have lots of updates and just really clean and ready. Big back fenced yard. Great for entertaining there. 2-car garage. Now, let me tell you something. If you've been thinking about, you know, renting instead of, you know, buying or something like that, this one is priced at $239,900. Let me tell you how the money works out. And Andy, you can help me comment on something like this as far as if you're renting it, you know.
Yeah.
So the truth is that the payment, and remember I told you it's a 5-bedroom, 2-bath home, right? Okay, the payment on this at 4.25%, say VA loan with no money down, okay, is like $1,180 a month principal and interest.
Wow.
That's cheap.
That's very cheap.
That's very, very cheap. You have cheap money today, you guys. You need to take advantage of that cheap money there. And if you have to put 3.5% down, say for an FHA, or $1,000 down for a CHFA loan, that's great too. Your payment's not going to be that much more, maybe around $1,250, you know, something like that there. So it's not too bad there. If you decide to procrastinate and wait it out, you can make the landlord rich, or you can end up paying $1,362 a month for that. Jeepers, a couple $100 more a month? Why wait? Buy today. You have really good money today, don't we, Andy?
Yeah, it's a fantastic time to buy.
Absolutely. Now, I've got 3 other properties I want to quickly tell you guys about here. This first one is over near Academy and Carefree, priced at $336 here. It's got over 3,300 square feet. And it's a ranch, which is a ranch style, really, really nice with a full walkout basement, just absolutely stunning. This is a nice, beautiful stucco home. Andy, you're looking at some of the photos there. Isn't this a beautiful home?
Yeah, and it's got these, you know, it's a ranch, but it's got these huge cathedral ceilings that you normally you'd expect like in a 2-story where they've got the open living room. This just has really nice setup. It
really is. It gives you that nice big roomy feeling there, that sort of thing there. So that one is a really great opportunity to take it, and it's vacant and ready to go, you guys. What do they need to do, Andy? They need to
call.
They need to call. Oh, you forgot that number? Oh, let me tell you what it is. 719-321-7600. I'll drill that into your guys' heads. There's 719-321-7600. I'd love to go ahead and show that one to you. Now, if you're looking for a townhome, okay, something a little bit different here. This is near Old Ranch Road in Powers, you know. Really nice, cute little area there. And this one here is priced at $257. And it is over 2,200 square feet there. And it's got 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. Absolutely just wonderful. I mean, this is great for maintenance-free living. Just really, really nice. It's got a nice deck on the back, you know, when you do your barbecue grill.
Yeah, that looks like a lot of parks and open space around here.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
Nice.
It's in a great location. You guys know, right off the Powers corridor. So that's a good one there. If you're looking for multifamily living there or townhome living, yep, you got it. Call me, 719-321-7600, or visit ColoradoSpringsBestHomes.com. You can put in your own searches there. I have got one last property. It's a screaming deal, and you definitely want to call me on this one if you are looking to live over in the Broadmoor area, Broadmoor Valley area, just east of the Broadmoor itself. They're priced at $437,700. This is an unheard of price for that area. A built in 1980 single-family home on a half acre. Need I tell you? Okay, it is bank owned. It is bank-owned. What a sweet deal.
It looks like it's in great condition for bank-owned property. It's got a fantastic-looking kitchen, too.
Absolutely. 3,900 plus square feet, 4 baths, 4 bedrooms. There's a whole lot that can be done with this one here. You just really need to give me a call on that one there because it is bank-owned in the Broadmoor area. Priced at $437 and change. You don't get it much sweeter than that. Hey, stay tuned for more from the Springs Radio Real Estate Show. We will be right back with more to talk about the new home versus going it alone on a new home or getting an agent. We'll be right back.
Are you planning to sell your home in today's competitive market? Cheryl Garlock and Colorado Front Range Properties can get the job done. Here's what others are saying.
Cheryl did an incredible job of creating a virtual tour of our house and property, which was very appealing and professionally done. She was in constant communication and offered very sound and professional advice.
As a former teacher, Cheryl has a heart to educate and protect your interests. Call Cheryl today, 719-321-7600. Online, ColoradoSpringsBestHomes.com.
Oh, I'm proud of the house we built.
Hey, welcome back to the Springs Radio Real Estate Show. I'm Cheryl Garlock with Colorado Front Range Properties, your host and realtor. So give me a call, 321-7600. If you got a question, that's what I'm here for. I want to answer your questions. I'm also here because I want to help you buy and sell real estate. That's really what I do full time. And you can get all the information that you need about buying a home. Actually, you're going to get a lot more information if you call me because I've been around the block now for, I think now 34 years doing this. So I tend to know a few things. At least I like to think so. So speaking of knowing a few things here, let's talk about, housing choices. You do have some housing choices if you're in the market to buy a home. You can buy a resale home or you can buy a new home. And we have some nice new home developments that are worth consideration. But you want to go into those new home developments, trust me on this one, with a buyer's agent. You want an agent on your side. Let me talk to you a little bit about why you want an agent on your side when you go into a new home. First of all, when you go into a new home development, they are loaded with salespeople. And I know you guys love us salespeople, right? But there's some differences between those salespeople and us as realtors because first of all, we have a lot more inventory to showcase and tell you about. When you go into a new home development there, you only are limited to seeing the inventory that that particular builder has to offer. And that's all that they've got. That's it. End of story. And, it used to be a day and a time when they would build, 6 and 7 different models, and they would really ramp them up and have them going on a whole bunch of inventory there. So you could pick the almost ready to build home and ready to go. They don't do that anymore. And it's a smart thing that they don't do that because, of course, that got them into trouble economically. So they would build ahead of time. They don't do that anymore. But they only have limited quantities of what they do build and model inventory and that sort of thing. There are a lot of considerations that you need to think about when you're buying a new home. And there's some great things to think about that there. But your realtor can also not only show you that builder's model inventory, they can show you other new builds, but they can also show you the resale market and compare the pros and the cons of both. And you owe it to yourself to really do that. Your realtor can also talk to you about the builder's reputation. And let me tell you, that is ever so critical. Because, are they going to stand behind their product? Isn't that really what it is? Are they going to stand behind their product, or are they not? And how long will it take for them to help service you after the sale? Well, you're in for a big surprise when you find out the length of time after they've already gotten your money and you've closed the deal. Frequently, that can be really excruciating there. So definitely need to focus on the builder's reputation. Another big area for why you need an agent is, did you guys know that they use their own special contracts? They don't use the same ones that we realtors use. Our contracts that we use are approved and written by the Colorado Real Estate Commission. Okay, the builders have their own. Now, let me ask you a question. Who do you think those contracts favor? You or the builder? Well, end of story. They favor the builder by all means. So you need a good realtor who knows how to dissect those real estate contracts and sort of point out to you the pluses and the minuses, and can you make some additional adjustments to those contracts? Certainly, yes, you can. You just need to know how to do it, and you need to know what to do, and we need to know when to do it. Also, the realtor is going to be able to provide you with disclosures, about environmental hazards. We've had a few property sites developed over, different areas that might have been old landfill projects. Might that impact your property? Yes, it could. So should you not know about it? What kinds of reports should you be getting from the builder? And are they completely conclusive to you? You need to really pay attention to that. Another big one, inspections, you guys. Now, most people think that you buy a brand new home, there shouldn't be a dang thing wrong with it at all. These properties actually need more inspections than a resale home. And it's because it is brand new construction. And so you really need to monitor the steps that the builder goes through. Do not make any assumptions that it's going to be absolutely perfect when you move in there. You would think that that's the case there, but you need to monitor it, and you need to have property inspections and really at different stages of the construction game to make sure it's being taken care of properly there. And then, closing, okay? Closing. You need to look at the closing issues there surrounding title insurance there, mechanics liens. And don't kid yourself. These new construction properties, they can come with mechanics liens that you don't really necessarily always see. So you want to make sure that the property is delivered to you free and clear. Now, financing is a big element that builders can sometimes offer there. But there is no free lunch. You need to remember that. There is no free lunch whatsoever. So they might offer you these different elements to financing and pay all of your closing costs there. They've already built it into the price. They're not taking a hit, okay? So understand that there are trade-offs to be made here, but this is why you need a good realtor to represent your interests there. And by the way, I know someone you can call. Yes, that's right. You can give me a call, 719-321-7600. I'm Cheryl Garlock with Colorado Front Range Properties. I want to help you buy your next home and sell your next home. 719-321-7600. Visit my website, coloradospringsbesthomes.com, for more. We'll catch you next week.
You've been listening to Springs Radio Real Estate with Cheryl Garlock, a show about all things real estate and home related for the Springs and Colorado. Go to coloradospringsbesthomes.com to sign up for special offers and events, listen to past shows, read educational articles, and find links to all your home and real estate needs. Cheryl would love to hear from you. For questions and show ideas, email info@coloradospringsbesthomes.com.